coming to real estate, I realized I no longer have one boss, but I have so many bosses, which are all my clients.
During holidays,
Especially holidays.
public holidays, then they will ask me, oh, today you still working? Yes, of course I'm still working because you are not working, that's why I'm working.
Because you're not working, that's why
I'm
you're
working.
Different groups of people right now, they have these pockets, right? Usually it's before they work, they try to get their properties inquiry met, or after they work. So you see, the agent life have to sleep late, wake up early.
Or don't sleep at all.
Oh, I already talked to my wife already. The longest holiday we can go for maximum 5 days.
Alright, stay tuned.
Good morning, good day, good evening to whichever time that you are tuning in today. Eugene.
Whichever time.
Now what time? Now it's a good time. But
Jolly good time. Tiger time.
any time is a good time. So, what are we talking about today?
I think a lot of people are very curious about how the life of an agent is. Is it?
They are not curious lah. They only want to know how come agents buy nice house, wear nice clothes, drive nice car. That's all they want to know. They don't really want to know the lifestyle actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people feels that agent very free,
Yeah, very free.
You do things your own time.
Flexible time.
Flexible. Don't need to listen. No need to see your boss black face.
Don't need to punch card.
Don't need to punch card. Don't need to OT.
Yeah, exactly, right.
You earn everything you take.
Yeah, that's beautiful, you know. It's like, but when I started real estate back, 1.5 decade ago, I wanted to so-called escape from the corporate world, no need to report to boss.
Yeah.
No need to. I don't want. The main thing is I don't want my entire life and career to be dependent on only my boss' relationship with me. Whether he likes me or don't like me, it possibly could be something personal. Don't get me wrong, I still love my ex-boss. He's a German.
Okay.
But I feel that I deserve something better, that I want to have a little bit more freedom and independence. Then, coming to real estate, I realized I no longer have one boss, but I have so many bosses, which are all my clients, that I feel responsible to take care of them and committed to take care of them. That's something that I didn't expect.
I think for myself, I have always liked the self-employed life, the flexibility, the freedom, like every other people will want.
When did you start your company?
In 2015.
Wow. So 2014 was your last drawn salary, consider?
First month of 2015 is my last drawn salary, January. Yeah, then after that, I start my own company before that. So actually, I don't like to be so-called always have to report to someone.
Exactly.
KPI.
Yeah.
Every time there's KPI, irritating. But after being a self-employed, then you realize actually you still have to report KPI, but to yourself. I think that is something that require a lot of determination and self-discipline also.
Yes.
Because ultimately, no one is gonna look after you. Yeah, you are the one that's gonna answer for yourself. How good or how better life you want to be is all up to yourself.
They say that in sales and real estate, the sky is the limit, right?
Yeah.
But also the limit is also can be zero. That's also the limit.
The negative can also happen.
Yeah, exactly. The expenses that we put in, but I mean, we're not here to complain, but I think it's important to also air our experience and to also talk about. Actually, after becoming a real estate, I realized I have less consistent time with my family. I don't go out like weekends with my wife so much nowadays, and weekdays also as much as possible. If I can have 2 dinners with them per week, that's considered a very blessed week already.
I think if those normal office hour, if your partner is working normal office hour, you have a hard time meeting them even more. Because while they are at home, you are working. While they are working, you likely at home or also still doing some of your work.
Yep. The challenge, I think there's a lot of real estate agent friends that I know, they find a lot of differences in terms of trying to get used to each other's flexible working hours for the realtor and those who are employed a 9 to 5, like your partner also, right? 9 to 5.
Yes.
And we try to find that agree, and it's not easy, It's not easy. It's like, I'm so looking forward to the long weekend, whereas the agent is actually preparing themselves for the long weekend of work.
Yes. Always bring clients around or meeting clients during their weekends or during holidays.
Especially holidays.
Public holidays. Then they will ask me, oh, today you still working? Yes, of course I'm still working because you are not working. That's why I'm working.
Because you are not working, that's why I'm working.
I think that's the whole point.
Do you get a lot of phone calls like after 9 p.m., 10 p.m.?
I do. After 10, after 9, sometimes text message. The most crazy one is I receive enquiries at 3 a.m.
Why are you still reading enquiries at 3 a.m.?
Because I'm awake at 3 a.m.
Yeah, and I totally agree, because night time is a time that when supposedly my phone don't ring so much, then I can really sit down and do my research to plan the property viewing for the clients, and also do some numbers and calculation uninterrupted by my children, by my wife, by the phone calls and other distractions. So actually night time is a very peaceful time for us to do our work. But when phone calls ring, it's like, wow. Should we take it? Should we take it on? Should we reply them? Or I face this struggle every now and then.
Actually, to me, sometimes I don't know whether I want to be happy about it that someone is gonna inquire about something or
3 a.m. 3 a.m. inquiry. What they inquire? What they want to buy?
I don't know.
Some of them they message me because of time lapse. They are away in another country. They are coming back next week. They want to view this house, so they drop me this message, and some of them even call. The last call that I received, the latest call so far from my experience is 1 a.m. ish, talking to the client.
Still not bad, 3 a.m.
Yeah, so okay, 加油.
Earlier, it's considered early, 3 a.m. in the morning.
But we are supposed to wake up early also as well, right?
So 3 a.m. is early in the morning or late at night?
AM for them lah. But along the years, moving forward, there are also clients who also like to communicate with me early in the morning, which I find it more and more necessary to wake up early. Like they have morning inquiries, because different groups of people right now, they have these pockets. Right? Usually it's before they work, they try to get their properties inquiry met, or after they work. Yeah. So you see, the agent life have to sleep late, wake up early.
Or don't sleep at all.
I don't know about that lah, but I need my sleep because. Especially when it comes to negotiation, it's not something that I physically be present and just take their orders and just deliver the price. It requires a lot of mental concentration. So all this, from a professional, we need very, very attentiveness to details. A lot of, for me, a lot of energy involved to take care of them, to give them a lot of assurance to move forward with this giant step that they are taking. So with that, if I'm tired, if I don't have my morning coffee, or if I'm just overwhelmed by work the next day, I find myself not mentally fit to be able to be fully serving them. So over these years, I realized, really, I need to take care of myself so that I can better take care of these clients.
But are you the kind of person that you get a bit of anxiety when you're away from work, or you are not doing anything regarding work?
Oh, I already talked to my wife already. The longest holiday we can go for, maximum 5 days. Because apart from that, too far away, of course we do have a system. We have executives taking care of us. We have other agents, partners taking care of us. However, in this line of work, it's still a very personal business.
Yes.
Our clients, they will wish us, my experience, my client, oh, Paul, wow, you are going for holiday, great. When will you be back?
Yes.
And the beautiful thing is that they trust us so much that they will say, oh, Paul, I understand you're on a holiday. Can I ask you a simple question? Then I'm like, okay, I'm on a holiday. Should I not take a call? So, of course, the anxiety sometimes I feel is that I worry for my clients if I'm away on a holiday, but here playing with my kids at the same time thinking, oh, okay, Mr. Tan's exercise his property already now. Did the law firm take care of his documents properly or not?
Correct.
Yeah, although we have taken care of it before we leave, right? But there's still this attachment to want to make sure that everything is well taken care of. That's why I can relate to the experience.
I have this kind of anxiety when I'm away.
Just came back, right, from a long trip, right?
I came back from a long trip, but when I'm at the trip, I keep thinking about, wow, I'm not working. There's still client that need my attention and things like that. Then at the same time, sometimes you may want to take a break for yourself, but halfway through you will feel that hey, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything, nothing productive today or tomorrow or things like that. So I think for self-employed, it gets a bit anxiety regarding this issue. Like, so I need to work.
We put a little bit of envy, not healthy, but we put a bit of envy on for those with in a corporate lifestyle. Probably those are not so far up the corporate ladder, but more of those white collar executives. I think that mindset is very healthy. When we put in our work 9 to 5, we are done. Okay, when we are on a leave, we are on a leave.
Yes.
I think that's very good for them to establish this health being for their mental being and also for their family and
loved ones. The best thing that they have is what? While they are on leave, they are still being paid.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that is one of the benefits that we don't enjoy.
Yeah, of course, I think coming back also, we talk about the flexibility of working hours. I think a lot of people also misunderstood that flexible working hours means you can sleep late, you can wake up early, maybe you only work 2 or 3 days a week. But on the high side, it also means that our weekends are burned. Okay, our weekdays evening, we may not get to go back home in time to have dinner with our loved ones. And also our phone is a commitment, it's a responsibility. It's not something that, we don't take out the phone and say, this is our office hour, please return your call tomorrow. Yeah, it's our duty.
I think personally to me, it's not a flexible working hour. It is more of is more flexible of how we manage our time.
Yes.
We can manage our time flexible, but ultimately, if we compare the working hours, ours is no limit.
Actually, I calculate. Actually, I work longer than I used to in my corporate days.
Technically, we do not have any limit or under any governments.
My lunch, our lunch break on the weekdays used to be an hour. Right now it's like if I have half an hour of lunch break, that's considered a luxury.
Yeah, I think that's why I feel that the flexibility is not about the working hours, is more of our time management, but our working hours is no limit. There's no limit to it. Yeah.
I'm also quite grateful over these years that some of my existing clients that I know them for years, they kind of, it feels good for them to understand that when I told them, I'm on my leave, I'm with my family today, they say it's okay, or they'll really wait for me to return the call the next day. So over these years, as I cultivate this trust with them, I realized, actually, I don't have to be so enslaved so much right now to the business compared to in my early years of startup. It's really, really very, very mentally focused. At some point of time, very taxing. Yeah, because I want to always be ready for them. But over these years, of course, have a little bit of management, a little bit of flexibility and trust with the clients. And I realized, it becomes much better. Actually, really becomes better.
Actually, you come to think of it, real estate agent, we as real estate agent, we are working multiple job scope as one. We are the marketing department. We are the sales department.
I am the toilet cleaner. That is the most loved job. Go early to this empty house, looking at why is the toilet dirty. Even when they leave the house, I have to clean it up because I want to create a good impression for the buyer coming in.
So sometimes you need to be the sales, the marketing, the admin, the whatever, cleaner,
the marriage mediator.
Oh yes.
Couple, wife, last minute cannot agree, want to sell, don't want to sell, the price cannot agree on. Last minute they put in their personal affairs and quarrel in front of me, and I ask myself, should I leave or should I stay, or is there something that I should say before I leave?
Like we are like counselor like that. Sometimes we need to bridge the gap also.
Yeah, here I am, taking care of the couples. Then after going home late, quarrel with my wife. Well, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. A lot of people think that agent very haolian. Always post
show off.
Yeah, very show off. Drive
close deal, buy new house,
buy new house. Wear branded show watch all this. But do you think that property agent is very show off? In the kind
I personally feel from young I wasn't able to afford some simple things in life lah. For example, some nice clothes and a nice watch. I wasn't able to afford. But when I grew up, I realized this. Before I became an agent, I realized all these things are not necessary. It's because if I don't earn that much, okay, why do I spend that much? So when I start to have a little bit more capital that I built over the years, not only in the sales but also in my property asset, I ask myself this question: is it wrong for me to take care of myself a little bit more? And I realize when I do that, the best person that I need to take care actually is myself. If I go around and take care of others, continue to help them build their asset and as they grow in their asset, but then compromising my own well-being, and I don't even deserve a little bit of reward for myself, I don't feel the kind of balance. Because today, my company is very good to recognize in terms of the sales performance, but the only recognition, the person that really needs to recognize myself is me.
I also feel that sometimes to be wearing or having some of the more luxury stuff is also to portray a certain form of image. I think in sales line, some may agree. This is a topic. Some may agree, some may not. But I mean, in my opinion, in sales, I mean, we ourselves is an image for our own business as a real estate agent. So sometimes it's not that we want to so-called purposely buy a lot of luxury products to show off or to wear it everywhere we go, but ultimately it's also a form of image to our business also. I think this is a form of
presentation.
I
think this is, personally, I feel this is very important, because the way we present ourselves, whether it is the way we talk, we walk, or what we wear, is something that we can do. Okay? Something that I cannot do and I cannot guarantee is a client that I will guarantee to sell your house at the highest possible price in the shortest possible time. This one I cannot guarantee. But my attitude, I can assure them that you will be assured that every time that your house is being presented, you'll be greeted by an agent who is well presented, clean, and in his right mind and energy to showcase and bring the client to your house so that it is best presented in the best light.
Correct.
Because I look at it this way: some clients don't really care how we feel, how we wear, but when we show up, that we should always be in our tip-top condition.
But of course, there is still some people may look at how you wear and what you wear and how you present yourself. Then they will choose you to represent them.
I think in this business where presentation is very important, not the most important, but it's very important. People like to associate with people like them. So I deal with a lot of higher end markets like landed property owners. I realize they are very curious about the car I drive. They are very curious about where I stay, and they look at what I wear, what I buy, because that's their lifestyle that they are pursuing as well. Not on the vanity reasons, but they believe that they deserve these finer things in life.
Yes.
And when they speak to an agent or someone as a friend who also think like them, who also appreciate the finer things in life, like example, spending a good decent amount of money on a meal, a couple of hundreds or even thousands on a bottle of wine, buying clothes that showcase, that makes them feel good about themselves.
I think it's more of a similar wavelength and
it's a similar
common ground.
There's a common ground, and they feel they can relate. I mean, of course, there are a lot of very there are no doubts. There are some clients who are also very superficial. They are very judgmental. But who am I to judge? No, if I'm going to judge someone who is judgmental, then I also myself
become judgmental.
So for me, it's this: I always tell myself, whatever it is today, whether there's appointment, who I'm going to meet, whether it's a high-end client or an HDB upgrader, I deserve to own it to myself that I present myself in the best manner, the way I can. I'm happy, man. As long as I'm happy, I bring positive energy. Whoever that I meet, I think they will be well deserving of this energy, and maybe something can work out from there. But maybe not also, that means I dress up myself whole day, then no clients I meet. Then do I question if earlier I know I just wear a cap and shorts go out, don't waste my time going to dress up. But it becomes an attitude over time.
Of course. Come to think of it, no one will come and engage you when you're wearing a singlet and a shorts to show flat, right?
I tell you this story by our one of the famous veteran of real estate. He told me this: the moment when we want to make a phone call, it matters whether we are well dressed up to make that phone call or lying on the couch in our shorts to make that phone call. So I didn't believe what he said until I myself personally, at some days in the weekdays when I'm not out for appointments, I get a couple of calls. The client wouldn't know lah. I'll be lying on the sofa bed, picking up the call. The energy very different. Then when I really ask myself, okay, never mind, suit up for the day, do up my hair, wear something nice, pick up the phone call, the client can feel it.
The energy and the tonality
energy is also
different. I think
as a result, it usually converts to an appointment. And very subtle things that in the life of an agent, not many people know. It's like, hey, Eugene call you, where you going? You dress up, where you going?
Nowhere.
Preparing for the day. That's it, right?
Nowhere. Yeah. I think that's our daily life lah.
Exactly.
What we do. Also, people will feel that real estate agent always like to. I keep breaking my thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah, because this is real, when we break our thoughts, we continue to think of something to say because we're having a conversation.
Correct, I cannot think of...
thinking of where to go tonight. I think that's very important.
Where to go tonight?
Tonight we have a heavy meeting, then after that we deserve to go out and eat something, right? Oh. But cannot, I need to go back and find my wife. But this morning I already spent time with my wife, so I asked myself, do I want to go for appointment or go back home with my wife? Still thinking. But I think every morning, recently, I ask myself this question: do I need to wake up so early in the morning? I've been trying this new attitude, this habit by my coach. He is recommending me to do exercise for the day. I'm like, okay, so which day? Every day? I said, no, really. Which day? He said, every day. I'm like, wow. So I've been trying waking up early. I try to wake up early, to exercise, to start my day. Hey, the energy very different. Although I may get a bit sleepy in the afternoon, actually it's not wrong, because you see most people when they work, and the average population for those in the corporate life, we wake up early in the morning, maybe send their kids maybe at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, right? Send the kid, then you go to work in the office probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and likely with a little bit of OT and a stretch, maybe they end about 6, 7 o'clock. Yeah, that's where their day ends and go and have a dinner and rest. That's deserving. I realized over these years, without that, wow, I can wake up as early as 9 o'clock. Then I end work at 11 plus 12. And sometimes when 12 ends, right, you take out the laptop. Then you start to do the work that you commit to our clients.
Yes.
Then end up we finish at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Then we have to wake up early the next day. How many hours do we really put in?
You count how many hours?
We don't have time for self-care. Correct. You realize that?
There is no time limit to our work. Exactly. I think a lot of agents also in this kind of scenario whereby they do not have a limit on how many hours they are working a day until they are very burnt out. There is no self-care. There is no time for other leisure. Yes. So it becomes a double-edged sword when you, of course, have a time like a corporate world to work. You have a start time and end time. But I think for most agents, we do not have a start time and end time. We start anytime, we end anytime.
Of course, we don't want to say this to make ourselves feel that we're Jin Cham, working day and night, in and out. I think it's also important to know sometimes when the clients they engage our service and we manage to transact for them in the shortest possible time, not knowing that the work that we do behind to make sure that this job gets done in the shortest possible time.
Correct.
What they see is, you got it done in less than a week.
Yes.
You recently sold quite a lot of HDB, right? Recently, within 1 week, quite fast, right? So they think that,
very
easy job,
easy job.
Less than a few days, you get the job done. Behind that, when you're preparing all the intent, doing up the marketing kit, shortlistings, the unit, qualifying the buyers, following up with them, preparing for the viewing, gathering for open house. Sometimes it's not that I don't want to tell them. I feel that it is important to tell them what I do so that they recognize and see the entire effort for the package that they sign up for. So, sometimes we have to work a little bit more in the background to tell them what we do also.
I think ultimately is I think agent life also not as fancy or as relaxed as what people think also.
You buy a nice house, you only go back home a few days. Or in the number
actually, you seldom really stay in the house.
My mate stay in the house longer. I mean, not to complain and then property is an asset that we build, we buy, is to take care of the family also. Of course, eventually there will be more than enough time through our retirement to enjoy the house.
I think people also very interested in averagely in a month how much an agent can earn.
A lot.
No.
Also can be nothing. So how do we look at it? It's like a business. A business, when you invested, oh, I heard that guy, he started up this business and he sold for a couple of millions. But what about the rest of the story who started their business and they failed and they invested so much? So it's normal for people to want to look at, okay, this spectrum of success. Okay, but less people want to look at the hardship and the potential challenges and failures on starting up. Of course, I'm also very grateful. Why I think both of us choose this industry is also because as long as I'm in a business where there's opportunity, and the kind of opportunity for the top 5% or the top 1% is something that I aspire to look forward to. That will be a direction that I will drive myself very hard. I don't want to talk about how much, okay, but I know when I left the corporate world, I saw how much my manager made. And I saw how hard he worked. And most importantly, I saw how happy he is. And that gave me a guideline to aspire to tell myself, this is where I do not want to be. Okay? But I still love him. I still love him. That is his calling, but that is not my calling. So when I came over to real estate for the first year, I was shocked because I never had 20,000 in my bank account before. Never. At the age of 27, 28 that time. Yeah, to me 5 digits is a lot.
Yes.
Like, wow, 20,000, what can I do? Wow, I can buy a lot of things. I can give my parents, still got enough.
Actually, it also comes to a point where it's sometimes dangerous when agents are not able to manage their finance, because
that is a big challenge.
Because the amount of money that come in is a huge lump sum at one time. So this, to some of the people, will feel that, hey, wow, I got so much money for this month, I can buy a lot of things, I can spend, or I can bring my family out, or things like that. But then ultimately the management of the finances for the subsequent month, because there is no guaranteed to a certain extent, whereby
of course.
Your next month, this will be the same as this month. The following month will be the same as this month.
No guarantee.
Yeah, there is no guarantee. I think the financial management is very important for a self-employed personnel as well.
It is very important. That's why I give it to my wife. Okay.
Should we think about it?
Okay. So I let my wife to manage, but of course I don't blame her if she doesn't manage it well. We co-manage this part, so there's accountability. Because today, with the money that's coming in, I have to answer to my staff also, and to the marketing expenses, and also to my family, and also expansion of the business. So there's a few jugs that immediately when the income comes in, we spread it out.
Actually, you mentioned something very important, which is the marketing expenses, or the expenses of an agent.
Right.
That being in this business, what are the things that we really need to fork out first, even before we able to earn?
Pay first of course If we don't pay first, then the client won't see our commitment. It's other countries in the States. Do you know that actually clients they pay for fees like home staging? Yes. They even pay money to engage the agent upfront. Of course, I think Singapore has this common practice where it favors consumer more, and I'm in favor of that, so that the consumer can see our commitment when we put up money, for example, for the marketing, for the online, whether it's on newspaper or for the home staging, or even to an extent of repainting up the house to spruce it up. These are all to show that the agent is upfront committed to help you on this. But there are some agents, there are some clients, unforeseen circumstances, they decide to pull out of the sale, decide not to proceed with whatsoever reason. Of course, I still feel that I deserve an explanation why they decide to pull out. Is it for now, or is it going to be long term next time? Of course, suck my thumb. Okay, if they're not really going to proceed, so be it. I take it as my money invested lost. It's okay. It's okay. Lost. Really must have the mindset. Okay, it's lost. Then I will just refocus back on other clients who is more committed. But these kind of things, who cares?
Who cares, right?
Who cares, right? Agent cares.
Agent care.
We know. And my clients over time, some of them they know. They even agreed to say, okay, all these fees, let's halve it to also show my commitment. And that's where I realized, actually some clients actually Singapore becoming better and better. Because more clients, they are more transparent right now with the work the agent do. They have compassion. They understood why we work things. And I also own it to the fact that I think agents today, we also communicate more with our clients, what we do in the background. Rather than just, you just wait for me, I give you the offer. But we communicate openly, and open relationship established. And that's where they can feel us. they want to work closer with us.
I think property agents in Singapore now has already the image of property agent in Singapore has already changed and transformed
quite a lot.
to a point whereby we are not only just a transactor. Actually, we are an advisor, a consultant to your wealth management in terms of property related, real estate related assets. Also, to this point, I feel that no longer the stage whereby people see property agent, they will feel that hey, this one want to come and make my money again. It's more of like we are giving advice. We are giving even more than what we supposed to do sometimes. So I think this is the image and life of a property agent now lah.
It's more than a transactor lah, like what you mentioned. Of course, don't go into the marriage counselling all this. But there are clients who come to me also and show me the bank packages. They say, oh, which bank package is actually better? So I'm like, oh wow, is it my task? But I realize it is mine. It's because on this path of progression, it will really determine what package that they want to take up when they are clear of their exit strategy. So knowing how they are going to exit, of course, that's another topic in total. We as the first frontliner, we are able to advise them which professional to go to, which package they should take up, what is their exit in the future, have they aligned with their partner. So it's quite common for us to go beyond our selling and buying it.
That is true. So I think there's a lot more work to do as an agent now.
I think it's fun because as the work of an agent job evolves, I also always look forward to learn new things. Every year there's new things to be learned. The market is so dynamic. There are always
basically
things
we almost
changing.
Become like a jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades.
Master of real estate.
And you have to master that. Master all trades.
Master of all
Eventually
trades.
move toward the progression.
Correct.
And I think it's good right now. I also see the culture of a lot of agents working closer together, not only with their clients, but as agents, we all come together, we brainstorm, we come up with ideas to want to help each other grow. So with the primary focus of the client's needs at the heart. So yeah, I'm excited about how the evolution of real estate business is going to be. Currently right now, I mean, sometimes we call each other, we rant a bit about some challenges and so on with clients, with our business. But we move on, right? Yeah, so far.
I think important is for agent to move on very fast.
Keep on moving.
Nothing is going to wait for us.
Everybody should be moving on. Keep progressing. So with that, I think it's important to keep progressing, to keep moving forward, to have an attitude of growth, let negative be bygone and just focus on the positive. And most important is click, like, share, send it to your friends.
Share, subscribe.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, with that,
See you next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye.